And I think, again, she's just run this flawless campaign. If you think about Joe Rogan, he's got the #1 podcast in the country. And then you start to think, well, it's men. She has a problem with men. There are many men that don't want to vote for her.
She doesn't have a problem with men.
That's right.
They have a problem with her.
That's much better said. That's much better said. Thank you for correcting that. Now, half of Rogan's fans identify as Republican, but half didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2020. So there is an opening for Kamala. There's an opening for Democrats to communicate with that 48% of men that don't like that choice. And I'll say this, 25% of his fans are Hispanic. And we know that she's also having that problem with Hispanic men. And so, well, they're having problems with that.
in elections...
America. Let's go to Trump and Harris here. Latest betting as we get close now. Less than 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks. We'll be in the States, but we've got a lot to do between now and then. In fact, I think I literally have 1 day off in the next few weeks, and I'm very happy because we get to go everything from Tassie this weekend with our town to Queensland for the election and then over to the US. Bookies, 55-46 in favour of Trump. They say, according to the money, that Trump wins Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania. That she wins Michigan, she wins Nevada, she wins Wisconsin. If that's the case, he wins and he wins only just. What about the polls going into this, the third last week? Trump is winning the polls in Arizona, Nevada, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia. If that happens, he gets more than 300 electoral votes. He needs just 270 to win. If people think, oh no, but it all could be wrong and Harris is fine, let's compare. Harris nationally is up 1.7. Biden 4 years ago was up 9.2. Hillary is up 6.7 and she lost. In Wisconsin, she leads, but currently Trump leads in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. Biden led by bigger margins, but the polling was off. And of course, Clinton couldn't be more wrong in 2016. But before you think, oh, well, that's it, home and hosed, time to go and put the fight, fight, fight flag out the front, you need to know there are other people who look at polls and then they start to pull polls out of the average of polls because they think they're too left-wing or they're too right-wing. Generally speaking, I think they pull out too many right-wing polls to get a result that's good for left-wing. 538, their data says Harris wins 54 out of 100 times when you look at the data, Trump 56. I think this week, if the numbers keep going the way they do, the Nate Silver version, Nate Silver used to run 538, since then they've changed some of their methodology. He says Harris 51% chance of winning, Trump 48%. That should change this week if polls keep going the way that they are. Why? Because His belief is that she will win Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada. She holds on to all of that. She has the presidency. But apart from the data, apart from the money, let's just look at who you think is the winning campaign. The one who's booking Madison Square Garden in a state that they absolutely will not win, but still the Trump campaign wants it because it's an iconic venue. Do you think they're winning? Or the Harris campaign, who are putting out ads with blokes pretending to say, I'm a man and I'm a real man and a real man cries and a real man is a farmer and a real man votes for Kamala Harris? Or another sign that Harris is not where she wants to be is that she's now getting back into the mind games. They were successful at the debate when she was pushing him on crowd sizes, all the rest of it. He lost his brain, she won the debate. So this is what she said on television just yesterday.
His staff won't let him do a 60 Minutes interview. Every president for the last half century has done one, anyone who's running for president. Everyone has done it, except Donald Trump. He will not debate me again. I put out my medical records, he won't put out his medical records. And you have to ask, why is his staff doing that? And it may be because they think he's just not ready and unfit and unstable and should not have that level of transparency for the American people.
All right, Donald, Team Red, don't fall for it. The reason he didn't do 60 Minutes is because when he did 4 years ago, they said the Hunter Biden thing was a complete make-up of Russian disinformation. The medical records thing, who cares? As for the debate, well, of course, as the former president has said, the only reason you want a rematch is if you have lost. But the idea about medical records, Kamala Harris is aware of who her boss is and has been for the past 4 years. She is aware that she was part of the entire story that has never been explained about how long they knew that Biden was as cooked as he was, but they kept cheering him on, clapping him on, and giving him a standing ovation as good old Joe. Last thing we learnt today is that Kamala Harris will be doing an interview this week, Fox News. Brett Behar will be the one who'll be doing the interview, but she thinks this is reaching into the lion's den and she's more courageous because Trump won't go into the other den. Well, guess what Brett Behar's going to do? Ask her about how long did you know about Biden. Going to ask her about flip-flopping. All the stuff she's been afraid of, and she's crumbled when she has been asked by a friendly journalist. Too clever by half and starting to get desperate. The money, the polls, the data. And always look at what they're doing.